It is Sound Off time now. Every day on Live at 3, we tackle one of the day's big issues. It's a big one today with our colleague from News Radio 620 WTMJ, Jeff Wagner.
Yeah, the timing couldn't be better, could it? It's a question that has been on voters' minds for months. Will Governor Walker survive a recall, or will Milwaukee's mayor replace him in this historic election? Everyone has an opinion and, of course, predictions as well. So today's Sound Off question is, who will win the recall election? Jeff.
And Mike, we wanted to give viewers an opportunity to wade in here. We've been talking about this for, 13, 14, 15 months. So this is the last call for Sound Off on the recall. Let's start with Annette in Greenfield.
I hope to God Barrett wins, because if he doesn't, God only knows what Walker is going to do to the rest of the people in Wisconsin.
You know, what's amazing is everybody has an opinion on this.
Of course.
Right. This is, a lot of times you worry about voter turnout. You worry about, are people
Yeah, I
really
don't think we need to worry about voter turnout.
People
are going to go to the polls.
People are here. Here's Debbie in New Berlin.
I sure hope Scott Walker wins. I can't afford more taxes and stuff for Tom Barrett. Go Walker.
Well, they are expecting 60, perhaps 65% turnout tomorrow, which really would be unprecedented.
Right. One of the other interesting things, Mike, is I was talking to people, and it's so funny because us talking heads, you focus on things like collective bargaining or the John Doe or whatever. You talk to average people about what their voting issues are, and it's amazing how across the board and how different stuff. One guy was a big gun rights guy. That's what he was saying, and that's his voting issue. Some people don't like the recall process. Other people, jobs. Other people just don't like the governor. All these different things. And it's going to be amazing, getting back to your point about turnout, to see how many people actually do turn out. Will we see more people turning out, for example, tomorrow, June 5th, than we saw November of 2010 for a regular election? Here's Harold in Cudahy.
Regardless of who wins, it really doesn't make any difference, because the dissension that we have in this state will continue. If the Republicans win, the Democrats will be mad. If the Democrats win, the Republicans will be mad. It's called working together and compromising.
He brings up a very interesting point, because I think both sides would like to see both sides working more closely.
Right. And I guess the interesting thing is, now that the eggs have been scrambled, can you put them back together again? Because keep in mind that I know some people just want this to be over.
But there's such a divide now.
Well, right, and it's really, you look, you're going to have a contested U.S. Senate seat. You've got the presidential election where Wisconsin is going to be very much in play. So, there might be a brief break from politics, but we're going to be right back at that tip of the spear, I think, really quickly. Here's Joe in Pleasant Prairie.
I think Tom Barrett's going to win. He's an honest person, and I think we have to be afraid of Walker.
What's interesting, too, is nationally the play this is getting.
Right.
So many other states are waiting to see what happens in Wisconsin when it comes to collective bargaining rights.
Which is, I think, why you've seen all the money coming in, whether it's, out-of-state donors or whether it's all the union activists or whatever. There was a story about how New York union workers were coming into Wisconsin to help a last-minute push for Mayor Barrett. But everybody is watching Wisconsin, and for political junkies, I know, like you and me, Mike, it's a great time. I don't know for anybody
prediction,
else.
Who's going to win?
Prediction? Walker, I think the margin's going to be very similar to what, I think after all this, I think it's going to be very similar to what it was before, which was 52-47.
It was a 5-point spread before. The latest polls, if you can believe polls, show that the race is narrowed. And I think that's why we're seeing both sides making this last-minute push to get everybody that they can to the polls.
Because, again, we try to talk about turnout, but nobody quite knows. We've never had a recall election in June. Who is going to turn out to tomorrow? So that's why you're right. People are trying to get folks out.
All right, we'll see what happens.
We'll be
right
there.
now, though, we have good weather to talk about.
Yeah, let's head over.